air fry recipes with 5 ingredients or less coming your way. My name is Kathy and I help people actually use their air fryer. I love the air fryer because it can really save me time in the kitchen. And today's recipes all include a can of Pillsbury Crescent dough. 4 of them are gonna work great for dinner, and I've got 1 delicious dessert at the end. Now, if you're not a fan of canned dough, don't worry, I got you. I'll let you know how you can easily swap that out because the hacks I'm gonna share with you today, they are gonna help you save time regardless. You ready? Let's go. One little sneaky time-saving hack is to make some extra protein, then save it and repurpose it the next night or 2 nights later. This is one way that I trick my kids into eating leftovers. And by the way, if you want more dinner time hacks, I've been doing a super awesome air fryer challenge. I have another one coming up soon. You can learn more about it at airfryerchallenge.com. And if you don't like canned Pillsbury dough, you could totally use homemade dough or even a pre-made frozen roll that you thaw out, or even puff pastry sheets. The cook time will be about the same with any of those options, and it should still taste fantastic. The first recipe I like to call taco bombs. It's simple. Use leftover taco meat or make up taco meat for the taco bombs and save some for another night, and then you could repurpose the meat for taco soup, or one of my favorite, these taco fold-over quesadillas. That's on page 57 of my cookbook. You could even use it for fast beef enchiladas on page 58 in my cookbook. You can find my cookbook at yummyairfryrecipes.com. And if you didn't notice, I don't have a stovetop right now. My kitchen remodel's done, but we're still waiting on that stovetop. It must be somewhere out in the ocean, I don't know. So I'm gonna use my air fryer to cook up my ground beef. Okay, so for ground beef in the air fryer, I actually really like to put foil at the bottom, and then I just snap my basket on. Then you just get your ground beef and kind of crumble it. Of course, you do want it thawed at this point. You just wanna spread it out evenly across the bottom of the basket there and pop it in the air fryer. And I'm gonna bump this up to 380 Fahrenheit and cook it for about 8 minutes, and I'll turn on my shake reminder. And by the way, I do have the ground beef recipe here on page 36 in my air fryer recipe cookbook. Now, I actually had some taco meat that I was saving just for this video, but we ended up using it on another night where I was tight on time. So if you have taco meat from the fridge or the freezer, it can still be cold when you wrap it up in the crescents. You know what, the more I open these, the easier it gets. I like to roll my dough out on these silpat mats. Just makes it a lot easier to work with. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. Look at that beautifulness. I can't find my silicone spatula, so I'm just gonna use a wooden. Remember, you don't wanna use metal on the basket here. So it's gonna just kind of vary, but you just are looking to make sure there's no pink, right? Just stir it up and break it up. And at this point, you can throw in your seasonings. You could throw in some chopped onions to cook up or chopped peppers. The seasonings will just kind of stick onto the greasy food there. And I also sometimes like to throw in some ranch seasoning. And it's already smelling super good. You guys are gonna love how quick and easy this is to clean up too. So we will just let it finish on up. Okay, this is just about done. I'm gonna call it good. It looks really nice. And you guys, look at this. It's so great cooking ground beef in the air fryer because all of the grease goes down there to the bottom. I'm just gonna throw that ground beef into a bowl and then check it out here. I'm just gonna carefully lift that foil out of the pan and I can just throw it away. And look how clean my basket is. Just a tiny bit of grease. I'm gonna let this cool a little bit and then I'm gonna clean it and wipe it out. But you guys, I went and bought myself a second basket because that just saves time. So I'm ready for step 2. Now, you have a couple of ways to do this. If you don't care about it looking like pretty, which, you know, I kind of don't usually. I've got about 2 tablespoons of ground beef here. Then I'm gonna throw in a little cheese. Oops, I got too much, put it right there. And then I'm just gonna kind of pinch everything and pull and roll and make it all squish in there. Wrap, whatever you need to do. Pinch, 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 squish, squish, squish. There's a taco bomb. Not really pretty, but hey, it gets the job done. If you're more concerned with looks, then you want to kind of press these seams together and then get your pizza cutter out and cut them into large rectangles. Then you can put your beef kind of in the center and either fold it so it kind of looks more like a pastry, or you can put it on one half, fold it over and squish the edges down either with your fingers or a fork so it looks a little more like a pocket. Or you could even make it really big by just using 2 pieces and then layering the meat and cheese in between. Just get everybody in there. No need to spray that basket because this crescent roll dough, well, it's full of like oils and things, so it'll be just fine. Now we're gonna pop it in the air fryer and cook it at 320, and it'll be anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes, just depending on your air fryer. I'm gonna start with 8 and peek at them at about 4 minutes in. All right. By the way, once you get a hang of the air fryer, you really won't always have to check on things, but as I'm cooking these, I want you to see how they're looking halfway through. They're browning nicely, but still a bit soft on the bottom, so I know they still need more time. And I love that air fryer, it just starts right up. And here we are after 8 minutes. That's beautiful golden brown, no matter which size I chose. Let's see how easily they just lift right out of the air fryer basket. See, no additional oil needed. You could eat these as is or serve them with a little sour cream and salsa on top. Look who's home to taste test. The dog wants some. Here goes.
It's a little plain.
A little plain? Wow, I ate like 3 of those. I thought they were the bomb diggity.
I mean, they're good. Just needs like
salsa and sour cream?
Needs like sauce.
Okay, right here. There you go.
That's better.
It's better. Okay. Yum, yum. How many stars?
3, 4.
I say 4.
4.
Yeah. One great idea to save time and money is to batch cook a bunch of scrambled eggs with ham or bacon. Then one thing you can do with it is make breakfast bombs, which I'm going to show you now. But also on page 31 of my cookbook, you could use those eggs for a crunchy breakfast wrap too. For breakfast bombs, you just need scrambled eggs, cheese, and crescent rolls. Like I said, bulk cooking your eggs and some ham or bacon beforehand will just save time. Unroll your dough, press those seams together, and you're just gonna put your filling right there on half of it, cover with cheese, and seal it up. For these, you're gonna cook them at 370 for about 8 minutes. Here I am checking them at the halfway point, flipping. Actually not necessary, but in this instance I did. And booyah, these are toasty and golden. How is it?
That's pretty good. This is like a dessert breakfast.
A dessert breakfast. Up next is lasagna cups. This is perfect if you make spaghetti one night, save some of the sauce, and repurpose it into this. Now, I'm pulling out some leftover spaghetti sauce, but if you're making this from the start, you'll want about a ½ pound of ground turkey or ground beef and about a cup of spaghetti sauce. Then add in about a 1/3 cup of cottage cheese. We're gonna just make it lasagna-like, right? I'm gonna add in some garlic powder and a splash of Italian seasoning, and just blend this up. And for the crescent dough, we're either gonna line it in a ramekin dish, or we can use some silicone muffin liners. I'm gonna link to everything down in the video description below. And whatever you decide to do, you do wanna grease the inside of them, and I just do that by spraying a little bit in, and I just like rub it around with my fingers, cause yeah, I'm classy like that. Now you don't have to square this up, but I think it's gonna be a little easier if I do. So I'm just cutting it into 8 squares, and then grab 1 square and mold it right there inside your cute little cup. If you're doing a ramekin, you can see it'll still work in there for sure. Then just add a little bit of cheese to the bottom of each cup. Then just spoon in a couple tablespoons of the mixture. I'm using my little cookie scoop here, but a regular spoon will work just fine. Then plop these right into your air fryer, pop them in, and we're gonna go 350 for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna check them at the halfway. Oh, that's looking good. Then just drop the cheese on those last few cups. And I'm gonna drop the temperature down to 320 and time just for 2 minutes. And take a look. Oh yeah.
It smells like a pizza. I can't bite it. It's so crispy. 3.5.
3.5 stars? Why don't you like it?
I don't know. It's just like the stuff inside isn't that good.
But you like the crust?
Yeah, it's like a pizza.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, lasagna. Actually, not bad. Tastes like those pizza pocket thingies.
You like it?
Not bad. Out of 5, I'd say 5 out of 5. Not bad.
Okay, one last snack or dinner idea, and then that dessert is coming up. These pizza snails are a fun meal or a snack that the kids can totally help out with. This is one of those flexible recipes. Pretty much I'm just gonna use pizza sauce. You could even do spaghetti sauce. Grab some pepperoni, ham, whatever you want. This is what I grabbed, and some cheese. Go ahead and spread your dough out on a working surface and press all those little seams together. Then just spread out your pizza sauce. You'll just want to leave the long edges open here. Oh, and if you want to, you could throw on a little garlic powder and even some Italian seasoning. Then sprinkle on some cheese, about a half cup will do. And lastly, throw down some meat of choice. And then you just roll it up, kind of like a cinnamon roll. And lastly, just kind of press that seam in. You might have to squeeze these together. And then you'll have a cute little log. But we're not done. Cut it into 8 cute little pizza snails. And boom, check it out. I am using some parchment paper because you know me and cheese. And there they are. I really didn't need to spray them with oil just because the crescent rolls already pretty much have lots of goodness in them. And we'll run it at 350 for 8 minutes. Now I did turn on my shake reminder, not necessarily because I wanted to flip these, but I just wanted to double check on them and make sure they're cooking good, which they are. So I'm gonna let that finish up. All right, I'm gonna pull these out because I can smell them and they look fantastic. Which one to get, which one?
I would say like a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5? You don't like it?
No.
Is it the pepperoni or the Pillsbury biscuit you don't like?
I think it's the biscuit.
Hey, they're yummy. Okay, thank you. How about some air fried candy? Lynn from Canada, she actually helped me edit my cookbook. She shared this idea with me and she was inspired by these 2 recipes on page 234 and 235, the air fried Oreos and the air fried Reese's peanut butter cups. Now she used it on some O. Henry bars, which look magnificent, but we don't have those here in the US. So I've bought a few different little candy morsels and I'm gonna make them for you here today. Let me know down in the comments which candy you're gonna test out. Now I am gonna pop these in the freezer. That's just gonna help them so they don't get too melty and allow that crescent roll dough some time to cook. You roll out your dough and whoa Nelly, I don't know why this dough did that. It must be a little defective can. We'll just squish. So I squish this into 2 big squares. And now comes the fun part. Frozen candy, just plop it right on Pillsbury dough. And you'd better believe, yes, these were hiding in my pantry very well. Okay, now that we got those all placed, I'm just gonna carefully lay this other little sheet right over the top, cover everything up a little bit, and then just use a pizza cutter or a knife to separate all of these. And these are gonna be fun little morsels of chocolatey goodness. Look how easy it is at this point. So easy. These are ready to go. Okay, these look like little mini raviolis. So these 2 are the turtles, and the middle 2 are the, man, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Ferrero Rocher? Blech, I don't know. And then the ones on the right are the sea salt caramels. And remember, these are frozen. And for these, I want to go with 350 because I want to cook the outside a little bit faster because I don't want that middle to get too gooey. All right, the candy. Oh boy, can't wait to try this. And if you want to get extra fancy, you can dust these cute little things with powdered sugar. That one has pecans. I'll eat that one. You got the Ferrero, and I Googled it, Rocher, I think?
Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher. Because he can have hazelnuts. Here we go.
Bite into, yeah.
Ooh, how pretty. Look at that center. Do you like
My
that?
food bag.
That is so good. Lynn, thank you for telling me about this one. So good. I just want to see the caramel, how it turned out. Ah,
Gummy.
perfect. Gooey, yummy,
Gummy.
yummy. So good. I have more 5 ingredient recipes right here for you. Check out my air fryer book at yummyairfryerrecipes.com, and I'll see you on the next video.
Bye.